Welcome back to the Think Strong Network Bible Study. Did you know that in the middle of all the noise, all the busyness, there's a really powerful spiritual practice you can use to reclaim your peace? Well, today we're going to talk all about it. It's the power of intentional joy. Let's get into it.
Just think about it for a second. The music, the movies, the traditions, they all come with this built-in script, right? A script that tells us exactly what our joy is supposed to look like, what it's supposed to feel like, and that's a powerful force for sure. But is it the one that really, truly speaks to your spirit?
And that right there is the real question, isn't it? If you could just quiet all that outside noise for a minute, turn down the volume on everyone else's expectations, what's left? What's the thing that truly, deeply fills your spirit back up? I'm not talking about what looks good on social media or what keeps other people happy. I mean, what is it, just for you?
You see, so often, especially during busy seasons, we end up on what I like to call the holiday autopilot. We just go through the motions, year after year, same old thing, and we never really stop to ask, wait, why am I even doing this? It feels familiar, sure, but is it actually fulfilling? And we find ourselves wrapped up in these traditions that we never even chose for ourselves. They were just inherited, They're obligations that got passed down, and we just keep carrying them without even questioning it.
And right along with those traditions come all these expectations. They kind of fit like hand-me-downs, a little worn out, maybe not really our style, but we feel like we have to wear them anyway, just to keep the peace.
So what's the result of all this? Well, we end up just checking boxes. We show up, we put on a smile, but we're going through moments that are actually draining us. And all the while, our soul, our spirit, has already tapped out and gone home.
But what if there was another way? Because there is. Let's talk about the antidote to all of this. It's time to create your sacred joy list.
Now, a joy list isn't some fluffy, selfish thing. No, think of it as a sacred inventory. It's a spiritual practice of figuring out what genuinely, truly brings your spirit back to life.
And you know what? These things are usually pretty simple. They're quiet, they're the things we tend to overlook. Maybe it's that moment of pure silence in the morning before the rest of the house wakes up. Or maybe it's putting on music that just feels like therapy for your soul. It could be as simple as being outside, cooking a meal you love, or sharing one of those deep, easy laughs with someone who just gets you. It might even be serving someone else when there's nobody around to see it.
So I want you to take a second, really think about it. What's the first thing that pops into your mind? That one simple, quiet thing that would be right at the very top of your list. Go ahead and share it in the comments. I'd really love to read what brings you life.
Okay, so once you start thinking about your list, you realize pretty quickly it's not just about writing stuff down. It's about setting some clear rules for what actually gets to be on it.
The whole principle is actually pretty simple. You've got two columns here. On one side, you have all the stuff that drains you. Those autopilot traditions, the need to keep everyone else comfortable, doing things just because they look good. And on the other side, you've got what fills you. The rule is this: if it fills your spirit, it gets on the list. If it drains you, it doesn't get a vote this season, period.
So, how do we actually put this into practice? It's really just 3 steps. First, you write down what truly fills you up. Then, and listen, this is the hardest part, you have to give yourself permission to ignore what drains you. And finally, you schedule that joy. You treat it like it's the most important appointment of your day, not just some leftover afterthought. When you actually start doing this, something really profound begins to shift inside you. You start to move from just trying to get through the day, from just surviving, to something so much richer. You move from surviving to savoring. This right here completely reframes how we think about being exhausted. Burnout isn't about being busy. It's about being busy with the wrong things, the things that take from our spirit without ever giving anything back. It's a soul-deep imbalance. But when you intentionally feed your soul, the whole dynamic changes. You stop trying to just survive the season, just to make it to the finish line. Instead, you actually start savoring it. You become present in the moments that matter, because you chose them. And the benefits? They're so real. Your energy starts to come back, because you're not pouring it out on things that just drain you dry. Your smile becomes genuine again, not just a performance. And you find this sense of peace that feels earned because you actively fought for it and protected it. So this is the call to action for all of us. This year, stop outsourcing your happiness. Stop handing it over to the calendar or to other people's expectations. It's time to take ownership. Choose what brings you joy, protect that choice like it's precious, and practice it intentionally every single day.
Let this one sink in. Joy is not a happy accident. It isn't something that just happens to us if we get lucky. No, it is the direct result of an intentional choice. It shows up when we decide to make room for it. And as we wrap things up, just a quick reminder that all the material for this study was created by our friends at the Educational Highway.
We've covered so much today, really, moving from this idea of living on autopilot to living with real intention. So my first question for you is this: what's one thing that really stood out to you?
And finally, probably the most important question of all, how can you take this and apply it to your own life, starting right now today? What is one small intentional step you can take to schedule your own joy? Thank you so much for joining us for this Bible study. We'll see you next time.